Hello world, Prince here, and welcome to my channel, Gentlemen and Scholars, where we discuss literature, style, personal development, and so much more. Alright, so for today's topic, what we're going to be discussing is the things that I wish I had known about relationships. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So tip number one is to give it time. I remember when I was younger, I used to rush into things and sort of looked at relationships like it was a task to accomplish. And once I accomplished this task, then I can move on to other things that I was passionate about. Well, gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that is not the way that it works at all. Ideally, you should have a full and fulfilling life prior to jumping into a relationship. That way, when you do get together, you are both bringing something to the table and not holding each other back. Additionally, realize that it takes time for love to develop. So that time that you're spending away from each other and not texting each other will allow the heart to grow fonder. If you need more to reference on this topic, fellas, definitely take a look in the description below. There's a great book called The Mystery Method. I definitely recommend that you read. Tip number two is to go for what you want. Don't be afraid to push your agenda forward. I remember when I was younger, I used to be afraid to approach that girl I knew was attracted, or go for that kiss I had a hunch she was ready for. Don't be that guy. Always go for what you want, because at the very least, you'll learn something. I remember back when I was in middle school, there was this kid that was a natural at acting in drama class. When I asked what his secret to success was, he says he always goes full out. Very rarely do you look foolish when you give it your all, but only when you give it little effort. That has always stuck with me. Tip number three is to have healthy communication. So when I was younger, I somehow felt that it was okay to not communicate. I figured, she'll get over it. Well, when a woman feels unheard, she doesn't really get over it. These feelings fester and then turn to resentment. That's why it's always best to allow these feelings to be expressed out in the open before the other party leaves or before you go to sleep. As the man, it's always best to listen as much as possible before jumping in to speak. Facilitate her talking so that she leaves nothing out. A really good book to check out on this topic is How to Be a 3% Man. I'll drop a link in the description below. And so tip number four is to relax. From your perspective, you should have a take it or leave it attitude. I mean, as my OG says, women are like buses, planes, and trains. There's always another one coming. But seriously, don't keep people in your life that don't demonstrate that they have an interest in being there. When you remove people from your life, you make room for the right people to join. So lastly, tip number five is don't hesitate. Be decisive. Go for what you want. Show up every day, and I know you'll do well. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. If you have any questions for me, definitely feel free to give a shout. Like, definitely subscribe, and hit that notification bell. That is very important. And I'll drop links to text material that I referenced in this video, and let me know in the comments if I left anything out. Are there some tips that you would have added? Definitely let me know in the comments. Till next time, gentlemen and scholars.